Hello, everyone. This is Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Thanks for joining us today. Today, we're going to be talking about compounded interest. Albert Einstein once said, quote, "Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." End quote. So today, we're going to talk about paying compound interest. We'll start out with that because everybody's got debt, right?
Yeah.
All of us
pretty
familiar.
much.
Pretty much. And then we'll transition into earning compound interest, and which some of you may not know about, but we'll transition into it. Most of us have some kind of debt right now, right?
Yep.
Most of us do. The most common example of debt that I want to present to you is the national debt. Everybody knows about that. Everybody gripes about it. The reason I'm talking about it is because the interest that we pay on the debt, that the nation pays on the debt. And
Both numbers are staggering.
and you'll understand interest because if you got credit cards or whatever, you understand interest.
Any kind of a loan, right?
Right,
Usually
any kind.
Unless you're
Yep.
getting a loan from
That's-
Uncle Bob or your dad or your mom.
You're paying
and
it.
you're not paying interest. You're paying interest.
So last year, the interest on the national debt was $658 billion. For some perspective, last year the U.S. defense spending was $918 billion. So it's creeping up there. They think, I don't know, within 5 years or a decade it'll be $1 trillion. Just the interest.
Staggering. It's that's why a lot of people consider that to be a concern with national security, right?
Yes, yeah. Forget this climate. It's the debt.
Yeah.
It's an existential threat.
Yeah.
So the rate on the interest of the national debt is 2.47%, which is really low. My mortgage on this house right here that you can barely see over my left shoulder is 2.25%. We got in when it was really low. There are lots of other things we can do with that $658 billion. We could give more aid to countries, right?
Well, we could do that, but we could also help ourselves.
We could help. Yeah. Why
can-
are we doing that? Why are we borrowing money to give aid to someone?
Yeah, that's
I mean, we could do something with mental health.
charity is a good thing, but you have to have it.
Shouldn't borrow it.
Yeah, exactly.
Infrastructure, VA funding, housing, and many more worthwhile endeavors. Maybe human exploration of Mars. Colonize Mars.
Sure.
It's in the movies, but it could be done. Almost everyone starts out with debt when they turn 18. Usually, I was 17. I got a JCPenney card when I was in the Army. I'm sure that my buddy Pinball, he did the same thing as me. He got a credit card, just to establish credit, right?
Yep.
Then it starts to get out of hand and bigger. Student loans, more credit cards, car loans, then you're paying rent. Eventually you're paying a mortgage, right? To grapple with this, you really need a budget. You need to track all the incoming income and then all the outgoing expenses. And at the bottom, that's what you have left, right? And so you can see trends where you can tighten the belt
And it's not good to spend more than you bring in, right?
Right.
Don't take lessons from the government.
If you want something for the future, it's not good.
Right.
Yeah. So, once you establish that budget and you see those trends, like maybe you're streaming 4 things. You're streaming AMC, Stars, Disney, whatever else is out there. Maybe you can cut back on 2. Maybe you can cut the cable and go with YouTube Premium. Who knows? That might save you some money, a little bit of money. But to really get some traction on this, you start by paying off the low balance debts first, the very lowest one, whatever it is, right? So once you pay off that low balance, let's say there's only $1,200 balance on a credit card and you're paying $100 a month. You pay that off.
It's going to take you forever to do
Well,
that.
yeah, it could take a year.
Well, I mean, if you're paying
year and
like
a
the
half.
minimum amount, yeah.
Assuming that you're not using it, you got to be disciplined. I'm going to pay it off. I'm not going to use it. I'll cut
Right.
it up if I have to. Yeah. You get that paid off, then you take that $100 that you were putting into that, go to the next lowest balance, and put that $100 into the next one. Let's say the next one is $3,000. Now your payment is $200 or $250, right?
Yeah, so what was that?
So
in
pay
the
that off.
80s or early 90s when all these credit counseling companies started to sprout up and, they could take your debt and consolidate it. And
Yeah, but that was a black mark, though. That was a bad mark on you.
Yeah, but I mean,
employers
it was a way to get, they went to bat for you and stuff. So I know a lot of people that were able to get out of it. But the problem, like you just said, is a lot of times they'll pay that off and then
start it back up.
Yeah, it's like
You got to be
like a diet.
disciplined.
You know, if you're not disciplined, you're going to be right back into the same shape you were before you started your diet. So, but anyway, that's another
Yeah,
topic.
and you get endorphins when you pay something off. You're like, wow, okay, I'm plowing it into the next one, you know. And like with my wife's credit card debt, she had a lot of medical debt that she put on credit card. We borrowed from my 401k, and the payback was 1% for the 401k. Her interest was like 11, anywhere from 11 to 23 on these 4 credit cards.
That's crazy.
So
And it's even higher today, right? The credit cards are up
Yeah,
in the 26,
yeah,
30% range.
and trying to find an 11% credit card, good luck.
Yeah, no.
So just from that interest savings, we're able to plow that into paying back the borrowing on the 401k, right? We saved a lot of money in interest that. Also, there's tricks that you can do while you're paying off bills. Like this one trick, borrowing from our 401k, that was a great idea. And then
Yeah, it's your own money.
yeah,
right?
it's your own money, and you're
Yeah.
paying yourself back 1%.
Right. It's like
And then
borrowing on your home, or exactly.
well, like Shersty's home, she was paying a mortgage insurance on each monthly payment of like $200.
Oh,
It was like
PMI.
Oh yeah, PMI.
Yeah.
It was, oh my gosh.
Yeah, you want to try and avoid that.
That was so painful for me. She was used to it, but it was painful. Finally, we got to a point where she had 20% equity because of the value was going up so fast that
Right.
we refinanced, got a lower interest rate, and got rid of that PMI.
Yeah.
So that was about $400 a month. I'm not joking. About $400 a month that she saved,
Just for insurance on your
and
mortgage.
that refi, and the refi too.
Yeah.
With the lower interest. So we plowed that back into whatever bill came next. And so pretty soon we had the cars were paid off. We had all the credit card paid off. We started plowing into the student loans. That was our last one. And we got our student loans paid off. Mine's already been paid off.
Nice.
And so now all we have is a mortgage, right? And so we've got a lot of extra money that we can plow into the mortgage, which we've done.
Or savings, right?
Or savings,
Yeah.
yeah. So let me see.
Or investing. You do some investing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Once you have that disposable income now, because you paid off your debt,
Discretionary income,
right? You're either debt free or you just got that mortgage. Now you can start thinking about investing.
Right.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about. I want to talk about my cars. So I got rid of my gas cars because I had solar. I was so pissed off about the taxes on gas. It's $1 a gallon.
In our state, yeah, we're paying in the neighborhoods of between Fed and state, we're paying over $1 a gallon for
Yeah.
water, so
So I was so upset, and I've got solar, so why not harness that solar to charge the cars? And we're getting batteries. Those are probably going to be installed this weekend. The batteries.
Oh, is that what these guys were here talking
that's
about?
what- yeah.
Oh,
that's what
nice.
They're the solar and battery guy. So, and the solar's paid off, but for us, the most important part was tithing. And you may call me crazy. Look, he's shaking.
No, I'm not calling you crazy. Yep,
But
it's,
these guys may call me crazy.
Yeah.
Malachi 3:10. The prophet Malachi said, "Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in mine house. And prove me now, herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it." That's what Malachi said. Put it to the test. I mean, pay your tithing to your church, whatever church you're in.
Yeah.
Pay your tithing, and you'll see the difference. Literally, for me, there is no room to receive all these blessings that the Lord's given me. It's crazy how much we're blessed.
Yeah, but
Literally.
I mean, stuff happens in your life, right?
Yeah, but
at
it
the
doesn't hit us. It doesn't,
But at the same time,
doesn't faze us.
you're able to withstand it. That can be
Yeah.
a blessing. You have health. That's a blessing.
Yeah.
So it's not just all about financial gain.
Right,
It's, it's the full boat. You
might get more gasoline mileage, and you might think that's you might think that
might
that's
get
a coincidence.
You might get a new job where you don't have to drive down the hill or something or drive a long distance to work.
Those are the blessings we're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Some of you are not religious, but I'm bearing my testimony that tithing was
Tithing
the
works,
best. Yeah, it works. So now we're going to talk about earning compounded interest. We talked about paying. Now we're going to talk about earning. The most common form of earning interest is either a 401k or 403b for teachers, or a Roth IRA. All of them are. You may have all of them. Your wife may be a teacher. You've got 401k at work, and you're both investing in Roth. Once you get that disposable income, you should be contributing to 401k right away, whether it's $50 a month or $100 a month, whatever. Right? And as you get promotions, plow that money into more 401k. At the same time, paying off your debts, right? Because time is on your side. Time is the best thing for compounded interest. Time is on your side.
We're not financial advisors, right? But
No,
I learned at an early age that if you're able to invest in these kind of investments, you should take full advantage of it, especially if you work for an employer that contributes.
Oh yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, and the company is making money on that, so it's not like they're doing you a favor. But at the same time, they're giving you a little bit of extra. So take advantage of that when you can.
Definitely.
I mean, don't let your kids and go without milk and you not pay the rent. But yeah, definitely.
You might have to, instead of going to Cabo, you might have to go to Lake Elsinore.
Yeah.
You know, so it takes a little bit of sacrifice. But at a certain point, maybe in 10 years, you're at the point where you're maxing your 401k or your 403b. Right now, the max is $23,000 per year, so that's about $2,000 a month taken out of your paycheck, right? And you're probably thinking, what? Well, it doesn't happen just like that. It takes time to build up. You get pay raises. You go to a new job, get a higher. So it takes time. Then once you've got that maxed out, when you're under 50. If you're over 50, you get another $7,000. It's called catch up. So that's $30,000 that you can plow into your 401k. Roth, $6,500 a year, under 50. Over 50, and you could turn 50 in that year and still do the upcharge. It's $500, so it's $7,000 if you're over 50. And
some of these are pre-tax advantages too, right?
Right. The 401k and 403b is pre-tax. The Roth is after tax.
Yeah, and it'll
but those earnings grow tax-free. Those earnings.
Right. Yep, so you start taking it out. Right?
So as we plow money into those investments, they grow both from your monthly payments and from the interest earned. In my MBA classes, I learned about the rule of 72, which estimates the time it'll take to double your investment. You take 72 and divide it by the interest rate you're earning, and that is the number of years it will take to double. So if your 403b is earning 7% on average, it'll take 10.3 years to double. So 75,000 earning 7 cents. 7%, 10.3 years, it'll be 150,000. I said 75,000. Yeah, 150,000. Yeah. So pretty easy when you're 29 years old, and seemingly slow when you're 56, because you got that time. Time is on your side until you're 80, 90, whatever. We were plowing $1,000 per month into a mutual fund. We liquidated that investment to pay off half of our electric car. Right? And then the other half was tax return and unexpected windfalls. So we owe nothing on the Volvo. We went right back to plowing money into the mutual fund and mortgage, paying down the mortgage. At some point, you get to the point where you're having a lot of disposable income because you paid off most or all of your debt. It's tempting to spend lavishly after Scrooging for all those years. And a reward might be in order when you hit milestones. Sure. It might be in order. Rewards are good. Now's the time to max out that 401k monthly deduction, right? Increase your mutual fund monthly payment. Build that up. You'll see a profound increase over the years on your 401k. It's going to grow from like 50,000 in like no joke, like 6 years to 300,000. And then at the 20-year mark, you're going to be way over $1 million if you're maxing out. And that's compounded interest. That's what it does. It earns for you. Now, with this disposable income, you can start investing in stocks. Well, how do I invest in stocks, you say? Well, I have a channel for stock investing. Google, YouTube, Stock Investing Basics and Advanced. Stock Investing Basics and Advanced. I put some videos together on how to kickstart the stock investing on that channel. Like, how do you buy a stock? When I first started, I didn't know how to buy it. How do you do that? Well, you do it through a broker like E-Trade or Scottrade or IBKR, Schwab, TD Ameritrade, and Schwab merged. So
There's
that's
plenty
how you
of
do
them
it.
out there.
Yeah, there's plenty.
Google them, right?
And look at them and see who earns what. I mean, do they let you do trades for free, or do they let you research? They have programs that you can research from. That's important too. After much practice, you'll become a savvy long-term stock investor, doubling your investment every 5 years by 15% annual. That's 15% annual return. This is how you go from paying interest to earning interest.
Yep. Yeah. We have not, my wife and I have not invested in stocks, although we have family members that have, and they've done pretty well. We have chose to invest in real estate. So, but, and again, that's an up and down thing, just like what we're talking about here, based on the interest rates but people need a place to live. So
taking it one step further, like Scott said, your whole portfolio, you should have bonds, stocks, 401k, 403b, real estate, maybe some gold, maybe some silver stashed away. That's your whole portfolio, diverse and spread around.
I was going to say diversified, right?
Yeah. So if something goes down, like the real estate goes down, or you got a tenant that trashes it, something else will go up and cover for it, and hopefully everything goes up.
Yep. Yeah, my whole take on that is, and it's worked out pretty well, knock on wood, is that as long as I get my unit back, whatever it be, I'm good. Unless it burns to the ground, but then you got insurance. So, but yeah.
And life insurance is part of that portfolio. Because when you kick, your spouse gets the money. So that's part of the portfolio.
Correct.
Okay, folks, we appreciate you joining us. Sorry we went long, but we think it's worth it.
You have a great day. Take care.
Take care.